Welcome to the event with no rule. This might just be the weirdest race concept I've ever done. There's a 2.5 kilometre loop with different paths you can take to make it longer, shorter, add obstacles, add a speed section, add some off-roaders. See how we get on. I'm one of the run leaders here. We're at the beautiful Sion Park where I grew up coming when I was younger. So it's so nice to be back, while also giving you a review of these Oakley Meta glasses. And because it wouldn't be me if I hadn't forgotten something, I'm wearing my friend's shoes because I got in the car and realised I didn't have any running shoes. There won't be a review of these shoes because we're not even sure. They're pink Adidas. They go with the cute outfit. They go with the hair. Let's have fun. So we are just doing a little recce of the course before I lead people later. Basically, the concept is that you can pick your own route. There's a main route, there's off-road bits, there's a speed section, there's an obstacle course, and people are just free to do what they feel like they have. Today, it's a 2.5k loop, the main loop, so I think they think most people will do about 5k. Might try and see if I can get 7.5k because I'm child-free and need to up the mileage. The races at Sion House, which is I grew up coming here. There's a very good soft play if you've got kids, so it feels really nice just being back. I haven't been for years and it's so beautiful. This is the Grand Conservatory. Today I am talking about the Oakley Meta Vanguard glasses. Now, I was gifted these very kindly, honestly, one of the coolest events to be invited to, and I felt amazing being invited.
How do you do, fellow kids?
But yeah, these are opinions of my own, so let me just swap out the actual glasses for these bad boys. Now, they come in a range of colours. I really like the gold and the purple. I think there's also just a plain black or with a white kind of plasticky bit, but I mean, Oakley obviously do a great job with the design. Judi Dench just told me my battery is 79% on my Oakley Meta glasses. Yes, I changed it to Judy. Reminds me of my granny. I have changed the voice to Judy. A podcast has just come on. I don't mean this to have happened. Meta, turn off. Meta, stop playing. So I'm still getting to grips with it. One of the things I really like about these glasses is that you can use the button feature, because I feel like a bit of a twit in public saying, Meta, start recording a video. So when you ask it to record, a light comes on here and you can sort of see it in the corner of your eye, but not always. So you can always hold down this button, or you can also use the button like short bursts to do photos, which I really like, especially like on the run. It's not so embarrassing to stop and take photos. You're much more in the moment still. And I feel like that would be really useful with like being out and about with kids, being able to like snap photos without it being like, here's my camera and I've stopped to get it out and over in the moment. So I really like that. I think one of the nicest things is that this is the charging case. So you don't need loads of separate cables. It's USB-C. You can plug this in while you're wearing them. When you put the glasses back in, they automatically charge. Just really, really simple, really easy. The battery life seems pretty good. I filmed a whole bunch of stuff for the Sweaty Betty run on a full battery charge. They've been sitting now for a couple of days, still got 85% battery. And yeah, going back to that, I changed the voice to Judi Dench. So she now tells me how much battery I have left. And I really love that. Oh gosh. 2, 1. Are we going out here, yeah? So this is the start of Rule Your Run. People can choose whether they're doing 2.5k, less than that, more than that, do multiple laps. Do you have a plan how many miles you're doing today, or how many kilometres?
As many as possible?
Yeah? Like basically the equivalent of Last Man Standing, but Sweaty Betty version. We love a side quest. One of the things that I don't like, and I don't know about the ethical side of things, is like, how do you know if someone's recording you? I think when you're out in public in a race or something like that, it's fair game. Like, you've paid to be part of the race, there's photographers, you've signed a waiver, other people are always going to be filming you. But I just don't like the idea of, you could be walking down the street and someone could be filming you. But I guess that's the world we live in now. The video quality is 3K, which is plenty for social media, which is what most people are going to be using it for, because my other downside, the video is only in vertical, not horizontal, so less useful for YouTube. But what I think it does really nicely is it automatically uploads, or you can ask it to directly upload to your social media. So you can say, hey Meta, take a video, hey Meta, upload it to Instagram, if you have it all like linked together. So camera specs, you've got 12 megapixels, ultra wide, something. Please put over the stats here, because let's be honest, I don't fully understand them. What we're really interested in is, what is the quality like? So I filmed side by side, I filmed with the Meta glasses, and I filmed with my DJI action camera. Hopefully we can overlay them and you can see the difference yourself. It was a lovely bright sunny day. I was running, so you can also check the stability. I think it's come out pretty well with these Meta glasses on the run. I'm really impressed. Apparently, the Duke, the Earl of Northumberland, lives here. It's his summer or his London residence. That's Iron House. I'll have to fact check that one. So you can have your music or your podcast, as you saw I accidentally turned my podcast on, but I really like that feature that you don't have to have headphones, because this is obviously a lot to have here if you're adding in, but it does just turn on straight away, so we need to go and turn that off again. That's an issue. They're quite heavy, so you do need to bear that in mind, but actually once they're on, you sort of don't notice too much. You play music, you can ask the weather, you can ask for your pace, so rather than having to kind of clock watch the whole time on your run, you can sync it to your Garmin or other running feature and get your pace read out to you, which I love, especially if you were like pacing somebody and really needed to be on pace. You can just constantly be like, hey Meta, what's my pace? Which, so love that. I'm gonna try and get 3 laps in today. Let's try some of the, go off the main route this time and see what we've got. So my glasses have just told me my split pace, which I didn't know was going to happen, but I love that. 9 minutes 42 per mile. Yeah, lines up with the Apple Watch. One of my things that I think I'm going to be using these a lot for is cycling this summer. Let's get back on the bike and being able to take videos while cycling safely, because let's face it, I'm not a good enough cyclist to whip out my phone and take video content. So whether you wear them yourself or you ask somebody else to wear them, switch over so that they can get cycling content of you. Same with other things like driving. I think they are really useful for where you want to be fully hands-free and in the moment. They are not allowed in Ironman races. I guess they're seen as too much of a distraction, which I think is a real shame, because I think, especially for women, I think being able to see other people doing what you're doing, or something that maybe you could do, so being able to see what it's actually like as a female rider on an Ironman or 70.3 or triathlon race course, I think is really valuable. I would love to watch that kind of content. So yeah, I think that's a shame that they are not allowing these into races, because they feel quite like a good way of people being able to capture the content from their race day without being on their phones or having cameras or having people on the course with them. I am headed out for a third loop because I can. I have a buggy, and this is a year-round run. So we're headed out. So it'll be about 4.5 miles in total, I think, for today. So this lap, I'm actually gonna take the off-road trail and I'm going to do the wiggle bit. What I really like about this is how encouraging it is for runners and just people moving their body at any pace, any distance. Like, people could have done like 1k and called that their day. People can do 10k like Paige. So just love that this brand is supporting people just running at whatever pace and distance they want. And also, we're just talking about how I had a call with Sweaty Bessie yesterday and Woody was on the call, and they were like, Nope, absolutely fine. We often have kids on calls. My friend Tam has brought Arabella in the buggy, welcomed with open arms, everyone cheering them as they just finished. We need more brands like that. And that's partly why I'm keeping showing up online. To be the woman over 30 with a kid, well, 2 kids, whoops, chasing my dreams, coming to events like this, increasing the average age, and just having fun. And I think it's just so important that people can see that, because you can't be what you can't see. So one of the main downsides about the glass is you can only record in vertical, not horizontal yet. So overlay this footage with that, and you can see that this one is good for vlogging, the DJI Action Cam, and these are good for Instagram. So I'd love that to be a feature. I feel like it's pretty smooth footage, but hopefully we can compare the two from 3, 2, 1, go. They are expensive. They are, at the time of publishing, £500. That is expensive. It's what you would pay for, or it's actually more than what you would pay for one of the DJI Action cameras, which if you're buying it because it's the camera, that's going to have a better camera. If you're buying these because they're the glasses, then you can buy cheaper glasses. But if you're a content creator in this space, I think these are invaluable. And ultimately, we use images and video to tell stories, and having these means that you can have much more of that point of view, that here's what it actually feels like, and not have like the camera equipment get in the way. So I really like them. Would I buy them if I wasn't trying to create content? Probably not. So take that as you will, but you will see me wearing these in races, on the sidelines in the future.